Angle relationships with lines. Adjacent. Adjacent angles have a common side, a common vertex, and they don't overlap. And you may need to play with the size of your text boxes or the size of your text. If you double click inside the text box, you can go right up here and change the size of your text to allow it to fit into the text box. So adjacent angles have a common side. These two angles are adjacent. They have this common side right here. And they have a common vertex. This is the vertex, that corner right there where they meet. And they do not overlap. Scroll up a little bit. Complementary angles. Complementary angles are adjacent. They must be adjacent angles whose measures have a sum of 90 degrees. And a good way to remember that, inside of the 9 for the 90, there is a C for complementary. Okay, so complementary angles add up to 90. What that means for you is if you are told that two angles together form a right angle or add up to 90 degrees, you would say x plus 75 equals 90. And you can subtract 75 from 90 to find out what x is. And so 90 minus 75 is 15. So this right here, x, is 15. If I come down a little bit lower right here to supplementary, supplementary angles are adjacent angles. And that word is a bit big, so I'm going to make it the text a little bit smaller so it fits. So they are adjacent angles whose measures have a sum of, and you probably guessed, 180. And just like there's a clue in the 9 for complementary, there is a little clue inside the 8 for supplementary. There's that S inside the 8 for supplementary. If you know two lines together form 180 degrees, which if you notice is a straight line, these two together form this straight line, and you know they add up to 180. So x plus 85 equals 180. So you can subtract 85 from 180 to get your answer. So x is equal to 180 minus 85, which is 95. Vertical angles. Ellie Smith, if you're in the building, please. Vertical angles. Vertical angles are pairs of angles formed by two intersecting lines. These angles are across from each other, and they are always congruent. So the vertical angles here, x is green, and the angle that's across from it is angle z. So angle x and angle z are congruent. They are vertical angles. That means angle y and angle y and this other angle here, the 76, are also congruent. What that means is angle y must be 76 since it's congruent, which is same size, same shape as this other yellow angle. We can find x and z because we can tell that together they form this straight line, x and 76. So to find x, all I have to do is do 180 minus 76. And so if I do 180 minus 76, I would have to regroup. So 10 minus 6 is 4, 7 minus 7 is 0, and then 1 minus nothing is 1. So X, angle X, is 104. That also means, since they are congruent X and Z, that angle Z must also be 104 degrees. Okay, that's the first page. Remember, you can always rewind or pause. If we went too fast, you can go back. Now we're going to go to the second page. Angle relationships with lines continued. There are two lines on this diagram. Line A and line B are parallel. What that means is they run alongside each other and never touch. Line F is known as the transversal. And I'm going to resize that text box a little bit. There we go. Line F, that's this line right here, is known as the transversal. The transversal, I'm going to have to resize it. I'm probably going to resize the text as well because it's still too big for the box. Okay, transversal is a line that intersects parallel lines. So that's all it takes to make it a transversal, is because it is intersecting both A and B are parallel. If you go to the next little section, alternate exterior, angle 1 and angle 8 are alternate exterior angles. Angle 1 and angle 8 are alternate exterior angles. And I can resize this a little bit, and then we'll have to make the text smaller. And it looks like it takes it to be an 8 to fit. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 8 are alternate exterior angles. Other alternate exterior angles. So what it means by alternate exterior, they are on the outside. So if you look here, everything here, that's inside the parallel lines. And angles 1, 2, 7, and 8 are outside of the parallel lines. So that's what makes it exterior. And then alternate means they are on different sides of the transversal. So here's my transversal. And I have 1 and 8 on opposite sides. That's what the alternate means. So angles 1 and angle 8 together make a pair of alternate exterior. The other alternate exterior pair would be 2 and 7. So I'm going to go here and do angle 2 and angle 7. I'm not sure if they had the symbol for angle in here, so we're just going to go angle 2 and 7. Okay, so now we're going to go to the next section, which is alternate interior. And we're going to say angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior. That's here and here. 3 and 6 are alternate interior. And just like exterior meant outside of the parallel lines, or sorry, yeah, exterior meant outside of the parallel lines, interior still means inside the parallel lines. So 3 and 6 are both inside the parallel lines, but they're alternate, they're opposite sides of the transversal. So the other pair of parallel line, or sorry, the other pair of alternate interior, we can fill that in, alternate interior, and we will to fit real quick. Interior Okay, so alternate interior, the other pair of alternate interior. If we have 3 and 6, like this, then we have the other pair like this. So 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Angle 4 and angle 5 are also alternate interior. Corresponding angles. Angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. So what corresponding means is that in relation to their parallel line and the transversal, they are in the same place. So for example, 1 and 5 are both to the left of the transversal, and they're both sitting on top of their parallel line. So the other pair of angles that are both on top of their parallel line would be angle 2 and angle 6. But we also have inside, or they're both below. 3 is to the left of the transversal, but it's underneath of its parallel line. And the other angle that would be corresponding to that is 7. It's to the left of the transversal also and underneath of its parallel line. So 3 and 7 are another pair of corresponding angles. And then you probably already guessed the last one. To the right of the transversal, but underneath is 4 and 8. And I'm going to have to redo the text box on this side so that it can fit. But I'm just going to go like that. So 2 and 6, 3 and 4, 3 and 7, and 4 and 8. Those are my 3 other corresponding angle pairs. And that is it for today's notes. If you have any questions, please contact your teacher.